trying to
projects and stuff.
Almost like you were just saying, like doing too much.
That's good. I like doing too much.
Yeah.
But cool. So we'll kick off then. Welcome to Young at Concrete Podcast, Dan.
Hello.
Yay. For anyone listening, I've got Dan with me. My instinct is to call you a comedian.
Okay.
Because of my background knowledge of you.
Yeah. I mean,
but
I haven't really done any stand-up in probably a year.
Okay.
And what I did then was like the Joiners Arms.
Yeah.
Every so often. And Mike might be listening to this, and I'm sorry I haven't been there for a while. Maybe one day I'll go back.
Maybe.
It's just, I have a very much a love-hate relationship with it, where I used to like plan a lot,
okay,
like for a gig, and now I just kind of wing it, or at least I used to just wing it.
Yeah.
I got into the habit of that, and it was kind of going on stage and just being like, hey,
improv.
I've got literally nothing,
okay.
Here we go. And it's fine, but when it bombs,
yeah,
it bombs. So
I can imagine.
I kind of just got frustrated with that.
Okay,
so
yeah.
it's kind of maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
No, I don't know.
Double check it for you. Sorry, I get panicky about these things.
No, it's fine. It's alright. Yeah. So
yeah.
I just need the motivation to do it again.
Yeah.
I did like it when it went all right.
Did you start doing that during uni then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was part of the commissary, and then I was president, and then yeah, just kind of fell into it somehow. Never thought about doing it.
No.
But never. But then, yeah, got a kick for it. Went to Ed Fringe, did a show.
Nice.
For 3 weeks. It was okay.
Yeah.
We did get a famous 1-star review though.
Oh really?
Which is fun.
1-star review.
Yeah. So, and it was very damning to me because it was the one night that I compared, and I don't compare.
Okay.
But we decided to just see who the best compare was because we weren't sure who to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
And we quickly found out that it was not me. Because the way I do quite awkward stuff,
yeah.
So it didn't really translate into comparing. But it just happened to be the one night the reviewer was in.
Yeah.
And she went in on me. She was like, there were some lines that were just like, even to avoid rush hour traffic, don't bother. And stuff, things like that.
Wow.
Really harsh.
I don't understand when reviewers do that.
And this was just like a student reviewer.
Yeah.
Like she wasn't anyone famous or anything. And we were just a free show.
Yeah.
So, you know.
So
yeah.
I don't understand critics and reviewers when they kind of like, they go to something which is essentially free and they just decide to gut it. Like, it's like, alright, cool. So someone's making an effort, they've put a show on. Sure, you can be critical of it, but why go over the top?
It's weird.
And just like, kill it.
Yeah, it was a sense of like, she didn't really know what to talk about.
Okay.
So just decided to, you know what, I'm going to go really negative on this.
Yeah.
And I just kind of found it hilarious.
Yeah.
It was great. And it actually meant that a couple of years later, I went and did a show where they just had people who specifically had 1-star reviews.
Okay.
And so the idea was, these people have all got 1-star reviews in the past.
Yeah.
Do you think they deserve 1-star reviews, or do you think otherwise? And in the end, the show wasn't very good anyway. Like, no one showed up.
1-star review quality.
Yeah, essentially. And yeah, so I just went up and did my stuff, and I was like, I got 1 star for that. Ha. So at the time, it was like me eating marshmallows on stage.
Yeah, I think this is essentially the story which I get told about you. Because I mean, we've known each other a while now.
Yeah,
like a few years, but we've never actually sat down and spoken to one.
No, that's true.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've heard stories around you, kind of thing, because I know I've seen people overlapping friends and whatnot.
Of course,
I think Hunter just obviously he tells the one about the marshmallows, and I'm sat there going, all right. It's hard to imagine, but all right.
It was hard to imagine when I was writing it.
Yeah.
And then it kind of became my thing, and then I literally got sick of eating marshmallows. Like, I did that every night for 3 weeks in the Ed Fringe, eating marshmallows from a bag, and then just doing one-liners, and then pretending to throw up. And by the last night, I was pretty much just thrown off for real. And yeah, I think it kind of at that moment I was like, maybe I should be vegetarian because I am vegetarian now.
Okay.
So
marshmallows
I don't know if that's where it
edge.
started.
Maybe I think that's probably the first time marshmallows have ever pushed anyone into vegetarianism.
Right.
Everyone's like, no, I can't see cows be killed, but no marshmallows.
Yeah, we're turning cows into marshmallows, people. Read it up. No, yeah, I don't know. It was a weird part of my life, but yeah, don't know.
Those are the best parts, though.
Maybe one day I'll pick up some marshmallows again, but vegan marshmallows.
Vegan marshmallows. Yeah. I don't know if they'd be as good.
They won't.
No.
It's like anything that's vegan, pretty much.
Yeah.
Other than like corn stuff, like corn nuggets.
Corn nuggets.
Better than real chicken nuggets.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
So I think my last podcast I went meat free for like a month and a half.
Yeah.
Because I did it through March, and then went to April and realised it was Lent. So I was just like, I'll just extend it out to the end of Lent. Sure. But I did that to vary up my diet more than anything else than ethical reasons or whatnot. But I kind of like, I ran the gamut in terms of trying loads of different vegetarian foods and like little bits of meat replacements and stuff. But I don't know, I avoided Quorn.
Yeah.
Just because I thought it was like a super easy option.
I guess, yeah.
I was like, it's pretending to be meat, so it's an easy option to do. So I just like pushed away from that and got more into like tofu and
nice.
I love a bit of tofu.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
I whenever I prepare it though, I just always half-arse it.
Yeah.
Like I get to cooking it, I'm like, I wish I'd like drained this properly because this is like not going so well. And every time I just still do it. But yeah.
I got really into marinades.
Okay. Yeah.
Like for tofu.
Yeah.
Like halfway through the month, I was like, I'm gonna try tofu. Got some advice for some friends. It was like, whatever you do, marinate it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Don't just cook tofu and throw it into whatever you're doing. I was like, you need to marinate. So I was like, okay. And then I got really into like marinades and honey. Ooh. And, like putting honey in marinades.
Ooh, yeah.
Because then it glazes it.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, this is a bit good. And I had a meal and I was like, yeah, you know what? I could probably just eat a bowl of tofu.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Glaze the crap out of this.
Yeah. That's one thing that turning vegetarian or trying it forces you to like actually think about cooking.
Yeah.
Because before I was vegetarian, it was just chuck stuff in the oven, be done with it, come back to it, have this plate of beige, and just eat it, and it was depressing. And then every now and then getting some salad and thinking, oh, I'm so healthy.
I've got my side salad.
I've got my side salad.
Alongside my plate of nuggets.
Processed salad that's just,
I love it when people order like a side salad at McDonald's or something.
Oh god!
And I'm like, who are you kidding? Why you're ordering a Diet Coke with a Big Mac?
Right, exactly. Having all these chips and everything, you have the salad and think, I've done good.
Yeah,
I've done so good.
I've done so well. I can have a little treat later.
Even McDonald's salads are probably like 500 calories.
Yeah,
laced with lard.
I don't know. Like I don't know how they do it. They find a way to squeeze like fat and sugar into everything. And it's disturbing. Like I had a while back where I was like, I'm not going to eat McDonald's because I realised I like sat down and I was like eating a burger. And I was like, I'm not enjoying this. Like I've paid £6 for this meal, and I'm not enjoying this. And I could have spent £6 and gone and bought an actual burger, cheese, and made a decent burger.
Exactly.
And then I was just like, and then they brought out chicken selects, and that changed everything.
You see, I hate McDonald's.
Okay.
Because when I was little, I was actually sick in McDonald's once.
Okay.
So now the smell of McDonald's makes me feel ill.
Yeah.
And I hate my girlfriend for this because every now and then,
shout outs.
we have to go to McDonald's, and I'm just there like I feel ill. And it's quite a blessing to feel ill at a fast food place. Because that puts you off.
Yeah. Kind of protects you, gives you a little barrier.
Right, yeah. And I kind of don't understand how you can be vegetarian and go there.
Yeah, so I don't understand that at all.
I'm just like, I'm done with that.
Especially, I find it's when you have vegetarians who are vegetarian for ethical reasons, and they still go to McDonald's. And I'm like, I mean, even if you order the vegetarian stuff from McDonald's, they're not an ethical company.
You're still paying in towards
Yeah,
that,
you're feeding the beast.
Yeah.
Just because they've pandered to you.
Yeah. But it's just convenience, isn't it?
It is.
It's with anything.
It is.
Anything, like, you just like, I will pay for convenience.
Yeah.
The amount of times I will pay to stop myself from being in an awkward situation. Just like, I remember once I was, I went to, I think I was going to Edinburgh, and like one of the trains back meant I had to stay at Newark. And my mate was like, oh, you can just stay with me. And I've known this guy for like years, but I felt really awkward about it.
Okay.
And I could have easily just stayed at his house. But instead I spent £50 on a taxi to get me back to Lincoln.
Okay.
And it was just like, this is so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I could have easily just stayed at his house. But to avoid just a little bit of awkwardness, on that day I was like, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going home.
Okay.
And it's like, there's so many situations where I've been in like that. And yeah, there's been times where I'll like make a, like, say I'm walking to somewhere in Lincoln, I will divert my whole journey just to avoid a slightly awkward situation.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, maybe someone in the distance, I'm like, I think I recognise them, but I really don't want to have that awkward moment of going, hey, and then maybe stopping and talking, and I'm like, I might not even recognise them because my sight's so bad that I'm like, I probably don't know.
Up in the distance.
Who knows who they are?
That could be an awful blur.
Just to avoid it, I'll 20-minute divert out of the way.
Well, that's interesting though, because like if you're doing that much to get rid of awkward situations, and yet you used to put yourself on stage.
Yep, exactly. I think it's the satisfaction of doing it though, and then going, I chose to do that.
Okay, yeah.
Like, what is, and then just someone laugh, just one person laughing, one person enjoying it, is enough for me to go, yeah, I'll do that again.
Yeah, just pushing yourself that little bit.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe as well, because I'm kind of similar in the sense of I do any opportunity to avoid contact which isn't controlled by me, I hide from. Like, I mean, we sat down and discussed this at networking event, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
And I wasn't going to go to that networking event. It took me 20 minutes to convince myself to go to that networking event.
Oh yeah.
Because I was like, I'm attending it on my own. I'm not going to know anyone, so I'm forcing myself to talk to people I've never met, and that was terrifying.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was kind of like you push yourself that a little bit.
Yeah.
And I kind of get into like an autopilot situation.
Yeah. You will have known people there.
Yeah.
And so you find familiar faces. You probably go to them first.
Yeah.
And then you find yourself, someone else comes over, and you find they're just like-minded people.
Yeah.
Saying that, I did not utilise that event as anywhere near as much as I should have. I just went over to the people on my masters and went, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Saw you the other day. Coming to this network event to network with my masters friends.
Yeah.
And then seeing Nathan there and being like, oh, hey, my name's Dan. We've already talked.
Yeah.
For many times. And then, like maybe meeting one person I've never met before at a networking event. I should be good at that because I've been to these events.
Yeah.
But every time I just kind of find the easiest place to stand, which is
That's fair. I think that's personal protection. Like
in
your brain, it just goes, okay, how can I make it through this?
Yeah.
I know that guy, so let's go talk to that guy.
Like literally just now, I was in the library and a friend of mine was there as well, and I was just looking at books and stuff, and I was just waiting for them. We were talking, and then I was just like, I need to go really, and then I was just stood there waiting, just like I can't pick that moment, so I just waited for him to pick the moment,
right? Yeah,
and go, oh, I've got to go, and then I was like, oh, I can go now, and then I'll be late for something or whatever, and I have to come up with a reason why I'm late. Oh, because I'm an idiot. I'm a social idiot.
I do that. Like, I mean, I'm much more comfortable if it sounds hugely egoed, but if my presence has been requested, is the way I think of it, right? So you have an appointment, and you're like, I don't want to go to this appointment, It's been like, it's awkward. I don't know the layout of the place. I don't know what the system is as soon as I walk in. And in my head, I'm just like, no, they asked you to turn up at this time.
Yeah.
Therefore, even if it goes wrong, you're in the right because they asked you to be there.
It's your allocated safe space.
Yeah.
So it's like, so you know you've got an appointment at 2:10.
Yeah.
That point is like, they're going to tell you when to come in.
Yeah.
So at no point do you have to make the decision, oh, it's 2:10, I need to go into this room.
Yeah.
It's
just, I can walk in and they'll deal with me. They will tell me what to go. I can play ignorant to the entire situation and this will still be fine because they asked me to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I bought a ticket. I'm meant to be there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The amount of times with those things that are like extensively researched, like the layout, and be like, every time, and then like an hour before, let's just check that again. What was it? Where am I going? And then just get in there and there's just a sign to it and it's like, oh, it's right there.
Tell you what saved my life. Google Street View.
Yeah.
Is amazing for this.
Oh my god.
Is you kind of like, right, so like I have a gig on Sunday, which I'm off to, in London. I don't know London that well. Mm-hmm. So I've now plotted my route from my hotel to the gig via Street View.
Oh yeah.
So I know exactly where I'm walking. I'm like, how would I have survived 10 years ago?
Have you like written it down as well?
Yeah.
Oh god, I always do that.
It's like it's written down. I've got it printed off just in case my phone dies.
Yes.
So it's there.
Absolutely.
Controlled.
That's what, like, because I used to go to Ed Fringe every year. I'm really annoyed because I didn't go to it last year. I'm doing everything I can to go this year.
Okay.
And I would always like plan out what gigs I was going to go to.
Yep.
Pre-book ones, and then also like leave room for like just jumping in on other stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'll meticulously plan like how I get to each venue, and be like, right, you take a left here, take a right here, and it's like I do it every year. Yeah. I know nearly every venue where to go now. And Edinburgh's not
peace of mind.
Edinburgh's not massive.
No.
Like, or at least it's all laid out, so it's like very familiar.
It's really easy to navigate. It surprised me when I went to Edinburgh. Like,
get to Royal Mail.
Yeah.
Go from there.
It was just like at the train station. I was like, I have no idea where I am, and then within 2 minutes, I was like, all right, cool. I can probably work my way around this entire city.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And yet, I need to make sure.
Got this list. And
I carry these just papers, endless papers of just directions with me.
I started to use, and I don't know if it's like an anxiety support thing, of plugging in Google Maps, typing in my directions, headphone in, just in my ear.
Oh, and it gives you directions.
And it's the same as using it as a sat-nav for your car, which I use. God. And it just tells you where to go. You're like walking along, it's like, turn left on this street. I'm like, all right, I will turn left on this street. And it saves you writing it all down. You can just save your routes of where you need to be going to.
Offline?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's a game changer.
It is a game changer. But you can just, you can like, I mean, you can do it online as well, but and it doesn't use that much data. Because like I was running with it constantly whilst I was in London, just because I didn't know where anything was. So I was like, cool, how do I get to Tower Bridge? How do I get to Tate? Direct me. But yeah, I just had like a headphone in, and it would just tell me where I was going. Tell me if I'd gone the wrong way. I was like, this is nice.
Well, thanks for listening. We're talking about Google Maps and Street View, and it can give you directions.
It can. It's fantastic. Okay.
Yeah. I did a similar thing in Paris because that scared me.
Yeah.
Going to like Paris, like I knew already that it was kind of a very kind of mazy kind of like city of just like various alleyways and streets, and I planned that all out and still messed it up.
Did you go alone or with a friend?
No, I went with my girlfriend.
Okay.
So yeah, went to Paris for one day, and it was just we got off at the wrong like train station.
It's a good start.
And so I thought, that's definitely going to be the best one to go, so we can get to Eiffel Tower, get to all the museums, all the galleries, and it was like a 40-minute walk to most places. I was just like, should have got that station.
Just gone one more.
Just and panicking and walking around and like, and people don't care for traffic lights there.
No.
Like, they just walk across, and I'm like, what are you doing? Are you crazy? And these motorbikes that are allowed to go across when it's a red and stuff. And I'm just there like, this is my nightmare.
Yeah.
Like, so many people.
I was like that in Amsterdam. Like it's like I don't mind cyclists, but Amsterdam cyclists are like a force. They're like a wave because there's so many of them.
Yeah.
And they ignore traffic lights and road signs.
Oh, Jesus.
So you're just walking down the street and you're like, this is a one-way street, I'm fine. You know? And then all of a sudden you say,
oh my God. It's a nightmare. I can't do it. Can't do it.
You should do it though. I think it's interesting. Like I went on holiday to Bruges.
Yeah.
And I went alone.
Okay.
And it was like the first holiday I'd ever taken alone. I wanted to challenge myself, essentially. I wanted to step out of the comfort zone. I was like, where can I go? It's like, cool, I can get Bruges on Eurotunnel. And I'm like, that's nice and formulaic. I don't have to deal with airports, flights, any of that cat. Just get on a train. Train is simple. Takes me to station. Stations are simple. I can just do that. And then just kind of there, and you get like moments of like high anxiety. Like I struggle to find restaurants that I'd be able to walk into because I need to know the system before I walk in. Like
you don't get to the counter and be like,
I was like, yeah. So it was like I ended up using lots of like little eateries.
Okay.
Where it was like just a counter. I'm like, cool. I can go in, counter, system, point at what I want. That's straightforward. It meant I ate a lot of junk, but it was tasty junk. But it was just like, yeah, you can just go in and try that. But I'd definitely recommend going solo somewhere.
Yeah, we went on the Eurotunnel to Paris, and it was fine on the way there.
Yeah.
On the way back, it was a nightmare because we missed our train. Well, we didn't miss the train.
Right.
We got there, the train turned up, and I was there like, this isn't our train. I looked at my ticket, and it was literally like something like the number of the train was something like 1960 or something.
Yeah.
And on my ticket it was 1961.
Okay.
And I was like, I know it's the exact same time that it's meant to turn up. I know it said it's arrived.
Yeah.
But on my ticket, it's a different train. We're not getting on that train. And we didn't get on the train. And so we missed the train we were meant to get.
Yeah. And
luckily another couple were also there. And the guy was like, oh, should we get on it? I was like, don't think you should get on that train, mate.
You just doomed someone else.
Yeah, pretty much. And I was like, I don't think you should do it.
No.
And then they were in our, we had to wait another 2 hours for the next train.
Yeah.
Buy a new ticket.
Yeah.
Get the train, and then get on the next Eurostar, get another ticket for that as well. And it ended up costing us like £300.
Yeah.
For that one awkward moment where I'm like, oh, shouldn't get on that. Even though, if it was here, I'd be like, oh, it's just like a different train. But it's the one I need to get.
That's fine.
But because I was like, don't know how they do it in France. Maybe it's
maybe it's different. Maybe numbers mean nothing.
Exactly. Yeah. But
Oh,
I did actually manage to get a refund for it all.
all right.
It was an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
But
that's surprising then. That's pretty cool.
I had to call up like the French like call centre, and they know English, but it's not their first language.
No.
So I was just there like, yeah, it's this, and then they didn't really understand, and then it went all the way, and it was going back and forth, people blaming each other, and I was like, no, it's this. Look at my ticket, it was wrong. Knowing secretly I was a bit of an idiot.
But at the same time,
pretending this is an outrage.
This is an outrage. How dare you misdirect me?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you know where
You've
I'm from?
duped me. And then eventually getting the money back, and then realising that I rang up a French number, and I don't have like international calls on my contract. Spending £100 on phone call.
To get
only
a
like
refund.
20-minute phone call as well. So I'm in the middle of disputing that as well.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Of course.
But yeah.
Yeah.
That's that story.
So you mentioned you were at library today,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't do comedy anymore. So what do you do then?
I do a master's in film.
Okay.
Because if you can't do comedy, do film.
Direct.
Limit your options.
That's
what I say.
Okay.
Always.
Right.
Find a niche in life and do that. No, yeah. So I do that at the moment, and it's intense.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? Master's level. But yeah. So basically, I film stuff, and then I talk about filming stuff, and then I go, "Here's my film," and then repeat. That's what I've been doing, and now I'm almost at the end.
Okay. So you aiming for more director, writer, produce?
Well, I wasn't sure. Like, I thought at the start, I love directing. I love like writing and then taking it and running with it like that.
Yeah.
And slowly I've kind of realised, actually, I really love sound.
Okay.
Like, I really love recording sound, because a kind of negative trope of student short films is the sound.
Yeah, definitely.
It's always bad.
It is.
Or at least it's always kind of just overlooked.
Yeah.
And I always kind of, when I was doing my undergrad, I was always like, we should make sure we do good sound.
Okay.
And I would usually kind of put myself forward for doing a bit of the sound. I was still doing directing, but...
Yeah.
And then this Masters, I've just kind of really got into it, using like some pretty good equipment to make some really good sound. And so yeah, I'm doing that. So I'm going to be sound mixing and everything. And yeah, it's kind of really satisfying.
Yeah.
Just finding the transitions of sound as well.
Yeah.
Because
sound's always one of those which is like, I always found it confusing because it's a lot to handle in terms of like the amount of like variables you can have.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And something that I kind of was a bit ignorant about was like how important the transitions of sounds between like people talking is.
Mm-hmm.
So the amount of times you will see in a student, not necessarily a student film, a lot of short films that are low budget.
Yeah.
Not necessarily low budget. Some films.
Bad films.
Some bad films. The transitions between someone talking are very harsh.
Yeah.
So you'll hear someone talking, and they'll be like, they'll say the line, and then that kind of cuts back into another one, which is maybe a different recording altogether.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've been practicing with like Pro Tools and stuff, and trying to work out the levels and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's so satisfying when you can just make it all smoothly run and be like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
This is so good. And yeah.
It's that love of sound. I can never understand it because I did contemporary lens media at uni.
Cool.
And it was like a mix of photography and film. And I do vividly remember being told, make sure your sound quality is acceptable, because people will watch anything. You can put crap visuals in front of anyone and they will watch it, but people will not put up with sound badness.
Exactly.
Like if you've got a crackle through your entire track, someone's not going to like watch that film. And I was like, that's cool. So I learned to do it to like a basic level. And I learned kind of like I use Ableton to edit my sounds and kind of stuff. And it's like I learned all that, but it was so in depth. And then there's like waveforms and all this, and I was just like, I don't have the brain for it. I'm not technically minded up. Same with like camera stuff when you get into like color grading and all that. It's like I don't care.
You definitely got a passion for it.
Yeah, you have to dive into it, I think.
Yeah, it's because you can just be sitting there for ages, just like tweaking it, just finding that right point.
It's when you see the mixers and they've got like, I don't know, 50 toggles. I guess that's the word, right? Toggles? Switches? I don't know.
We'll go for toggles.
And I'm so staring like, this is madness. Like this is just actual madness in technology. And none of them are labelled. And I'm like, how do you know?
Yeah. I was using a sound mixer on our recent film it was a bit more simplified than that.
Okay.
You had about probably 10 toggles.
Yeah.
But it's weird because I always think they for such great technology, they always seem kind of very analog.
Yeah.
So you have your little screen and then you have to use like a dial to switch between menus and stuff. And it's like, where's the touch screen? Like, where's, like, for this like £3,000 piece of kit, where's the simplified layout for it? And instead they have like an app you can use on your phone. It's like, why is this not ingrained in the system?
Why is this not user-friendly?
But I guess it just comes down to the fact that to produce really good quality sound, you need like this amazingly expensive piece of equipment.
I find that with quite a lot of things, like even stuff like I looked at 3D modeling once.
Okay.
It's like it finds like whenever you get to certain levels of like doing things, there's this like I don't know, experience gap and like knowledge gap, which there is no clear view on how to get that gap filled, but it's there. So if you try to jump from your basic amateur level to another level, you suddenly get there and you're like, none of this is explained.
Yeah.
Why is this like? It's like you open Blender. It's like there's no tutorial. There's nothing. No, I don't know what I'm doing here. You open Ableton. It's like I have no idea what any of this stuff is. Photoshop, and you just like, why are we not filling this gap? So I feel like there's a need for people to not want to fill that gap. I don't know if they get a benefit from it in some way.
Yeah, and that's always the trickiest bit.
Yeah.
Trying to become not a beginner or intermediate, become that kind of pro. It's like, that is so hard.
Yeah.
Like, and takes a lot of work. And it's why they're always like, you have to put a lot of, like, when they're like, to learn a new skill, you have to put so many hours in. But you can do it. And it's like, nobody has time. Nobody can be arsed these days. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
How do you manage your time? Like, you mentioned you've got quite a few projects.
I just make a list and then decide which one I'd want to do most. And then
so I have a list of things.
It's kind of like it just happens somehow. I think no matter how much you plan something and like go, I'm going to do this, this and this, it's not going to happen. So just kind of, it sounds really cheesy and stupid, but just do it.
Yeah.
Like, I saw Jim, do you know Jim Cummings?
Yeah.
So he did that, Thunder Road.
Okay.
So, it is Jim Cummings.
I think it's Jim Cummings.
I feel like
Jim Cummings sounds familiar.
it is Jim Cummings, isn't it? It's Jim Cummings.
It's definitely Jim
Can you
Cummings.
edit it in?
Until
Jim
it's
Cummings.
not Jim Cummings when I Google this later.
Yeah, exactly. Do a fact check on that. I'm pretty sure it's Jim Cummings.
Okay.
Anyway, he does some really good tweets where it's just like, look, I made a film for a really small budget.
Yeah.
I did it as a short film first, and now it's like this massive feature film that people really love.
Yeah.
And he just said, just do it. Like, these days, you can make a film on your phone.
Yeah.
So, just go out there and film it, and just being able to make a film is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, getting to the end of the process and going, hey, I made this, you know. It might have a lot of flaws to it, but I made this at the end of the day. And then, once you're done with that, do the next one.
Yeah.
And eventually one of those is going to be good, right? Like, you know, keep rolling the dice. Eventually it's going to land on a 6.
Do you do that thing of where you work on too many films at once?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I assume for your masters you've got multiple projects.
Yeah. At the moment, I'm only technically, well, we're working on 2.
Okay.
But before this, I was working on 3 at the same time.
Okay.
And, yeah.
You can just see the back of your head just slowly burning away.
Yeah.
They're just like...
I mean, luckily, on the masters, it's like only one of them is the one that you're getting assessed on.
Okay.
So that one is
So
like,
you focus
that's
on that.
my
That's
one.
the one, yeah.
But the other ones, it's like, I will be there and I will help out.
Okay.
But my passion is in all of them, but my passion is mainly in that one.
Okay.
But then, like, just always just being like, oh, I'm going to do it. Like, when I was doing my podcast, I was like, I'm going to do my podcast, and as well as doing my podcast, I'm going to make, like, a short series and do that. And then you just don't have any free time, and it's ridiculous, but also great.
Yeah.
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 I don't know, it's just... Yeah.
You have that resigned look of whenever I get anyone on here who does multiple things.
Yeah.
Which is just like, you're fully accepting of the rock and hard place. You're putting yourself in. Like, everyone's aware. I'm doing too much. I'm not leaving myself any free time. But I kind of love it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If I found myself just doing one project, I'd be like, I feel like, what am I doing? Like, it's too much to do one project. I need to do more.
I feel like there's more pressure if you're doing one.
Yeah.
Because you've put all your eggs in one basket, so to speak.
Yeah.
Like, fair enough if it's a big project, but even if you were doing a big project, I need a procrastination project. I can just every so often just go, all right, not doing that.
Almost like it's an excuse.
Yeah.
So you can go, oh, this isn't as great as I thought it would be, but I had a lot on. I was doing a lot. I was doing this podcast.
You just set yourself up the excuse for failing.
Pretty much. Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And that's also something I, like, when I do my short series, I used to... Did you ever watch my stuff Daring to Do?
I've seen an episode of Daring to Do. Yeah.
So that was
you may have to explain Daring to Do to the
great.
people. Okay.
Because
pitch me then.
Oh God, how do you pitch this? So, it follows a presenter who does various dares, and I mean, let's go way back to series 1 of Daring to Do the Ordinary.
How many series are there of Daring to Do?
4, 3? I want to say 3 or 4.
Okay.
I think it's 3.
All right.
But there's specials as well.
Okay. So it's technically an extra season.
It's ridiculous. It's such a ridiculous thing.
Okay.
I'm also surprised and concerned about the amount of people who helped me out on it.
Yeah.
But happily did. Because, yeah. But the first series, it started out as this idea of a presenter going out and doing dares and going, what can we do next? And like, the first episode was, I'm going to buy a pint of milk.
Okay.
And the idea being this man thinks he's been amazing at doing these dares, and it's just simple things like buying a pint of milk. And then, in an incredibly spoofy way, a bit like Tim and Eric, and a bit like kind of Partridge-esque with the awkward presenter. And then it kind of developed a bit into, so I did that, and then so there was like episodes at the cathedral. I was just in the cathedral considering life, just walking around, and then things at the beach, and just literally just went to wait, this is the thing I can't remember. I can't remember if we went to Skegness or Cleethorpes, because part of the joke was that we were in one of them, and then in the background you would see a sign for Cleethorpes.
Okay, right.
And I'd be like, we're in Skegness, and then Cleethorpes would show up. But I can't remember now which one we actually went. So, yeah. And then the recent series, which we did last year, was a game show.
Okay.
And this is where we kind of went... Beforehand, it was just get a camera and film it. And then I was like, you know what, I'm going to take it seriously just a bit and actually care for it.
Okay.
Like, so we got a set and everything. We got a proper camera. We did it properly with, like, how you should actually film something rather than just pointing and shooting.
Yeah.
I sort of learnt my lines, but I cleverly, because it was a game show, thought the presenter can have cue cards.
You can.
So I'll just do that.
That's a beautiful cheat.
And it makes it funnier. Because the best way to make excuses is just pretend that's intentional.
Yes.
So that's what we did. And it was just a game show of, like, it was a game show imagining it in his head. So he was presenting this game show. It's the best thing he's ever done. And he had contestants on doing stupid tasks like they did a marble run.
Okay.
Make a marble run.
Right.
Make the best paper plane. And then he would just be like an arsehole to the contestants. And one episode he picks on one of the contestants. Right. And then the contestants work together because they hate him. And then it's and then so there's that. Okay. And I keep on thinking about writing the next series, which is going to be even more ludicrous because it's going to be like a spy.
Okay.
Espionage series about the presenter in his days when he was working for a form of MI5.
Okay. Sounds good.
And I'm going to call it DARE because that's the organisation.
Because you need the anagram fund.
The whole show, the whole thing rides on people finding it funny that it's called Dare. That's it.
There's a lot riding on that.
There's so many things that just ride on someone finding a niche funny.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it just comes down to me finding it a bit funny. So
to me, that's the thing with comedy. Is that if you make something which makes you laugh, you'll feel better about doing it.
The problem is you then perform it like 20 times, and it's like, hate this. I used to do a joke that's that I kept doing and became my default joke.
Yeah.
And it was, oh, can I do it now? Okay. I was walking home the other day. Stupid name for a dog. And I'd always go, anyone get it.
Yeah.
And I slowly hated myself. Crying myself to sleep.
I mean...
yeah, so, yeah.
Okay. So, in terms of... I mean, I'm seeing a pattern in terms of the stuff you make. Of, like, general theme of awkwardness.
Yeah.
Is the films you're making now, are these comedy films? Are these, like,
No.
are you aiming, like, more serious, or...?
No, like, because I went into sound, I've kind of just gone, like, I will pick someone's project who I really like.
Okay.
But when the first documentary I did on the Masters was a... Well, actually, it was technically a documentary on stand-up comedy.
Okay.
So we did that, and it wasn't that funny, though, really.
Yeah.
It was more about... Because we got a stupid brief that was like, oh, you need to do a film that's about public versus private.
Okay.
And it's like, okay, what do you mean by that? Public versus private. And they didn't really explain it, and it was really obscure. And it was like, okay, so comedians are going on stage talking about their private life in a very public space.
Okay. Yeah.
That's public versus private. Tutors didn't think so, and that's a whole other thing.
Alright.
Yeah, don't even get started. But yeah, now I just kind of go, that's a really good project.
Yeah.
Like, so the most recent one, which we're about to finish, is about how there's still a male gaze in films.
Okay.
So women are often objectified, and so it follows a writer who cannot get past the moment where he walks into a coffee shop and he sees the barista who he thinks looks amazing.
Okay.
And he keeps on getting to that point and then going off on how beautiful she is. And then you have comparisons to her and fruit and stuff, and how there's still that very much a objectification of women in film. And I thought that's a really interesting piece to do, like student film.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's been really good, and we're almost there.
Yeah.
Almost done with that. And yeah.
Are you going to be exhibiting these films, I assume?
The idea is to go to festivals,
Yeah.
because we hope it's going to be good enough for that. And then after that, show it online. But yeah.
That sounds interesting.
It is. It's fun. And from a sound point of view, I get to like smash through and like then just like make really weird sounds to go with smashing fruit. So like I was smashing some glass and stuff, which health and safety, don't do it.
Do it, but do it safely.
Yeah, put it in a plastic bag as I did. Not the greatest way. And then realise there's a hole in the plastic bag. And be like, oh shit.
I did that once with a fish tank. I had a large fish tank, so I put it in a bin liner, and I was like, I'll break down this fish tank.
Why did you have to break it down?
Because it was huge and it was like cracked, and I was like, all right, so it was like this big. We're talking big bin liner. So, but then, of course, what I didn't realise is as soon as I shatter it, it's going to poke through the side of the bag.
Yeah.
So I broke one side and it just cut through the side, and I was like, this could have gone a lot worse.
Oh dear. Yeah.
Not a lot of forethought went into that project.
No. Well, I just did it because I was like, oh man, I really want to smash some glass, and also it's going to sound great.
Yeah.
So just straight on down, and it's just, yeah.
I remember watching a doc, which was like, it was basically just about Foley artists and the lives they lead and like their studios and stuff like that, and it looks insane.
Yeah.
Like the things they get up to, the shows they work for, and you just kind of look at it, it's like, I don't, in a way, even in my head, I'm just like, I can look at things and visually think how something should look, like even if you give me something imaginary, I'm like, I could probably draw that, you know, crack that together. But then someone comes along to me, he's like, yeah, so we got this scene where someone throws like, I don't know, a brick at a tire iron. We need a noise for that. I'm like, well, sure, you just hit a brick off a tire iron. It's like, no, we need a noise for that. And I'm like, how would you even approach that? Like, and for them, it's just like, no.
Yeah.
That's clearly like this steel rod off this piece of paper.
Yeah. Because it's like, when you come to it, the sound of a brick hitting a tire iron is if you recorded that natural sound, and then because recording it is so clear and the waveforms of it would just not work.
Yeah.
If you translated that onto film, it'd be like, what's that sound? It's so clear.
You'd be like,
but what? So you have to kind of think of something that's not as obvious.
Yeah.
Which is what I've found just so fascinating.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to find something that sounded like someone clawing at some fruit, kind of the mushy kind of like, just kind of really visceral sounds of someone doing that.
Yeah.
And I found a sponge. That was the best sound. I just kind of rubbed a sponge and it kind of just that kind of grating kind of sound worked amazingly well.
Yeah.
And it's things like that. Have you ever seen Barbarian Sound Studio?
No. What's that?
It's got now I'm trying to find names. Toby Jones.
That sounds familiar.
He was in Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Oh, loads of people are in that.
I was going to say, what part?
There's so many actors.
Cavalade cast.
He was one of the people in Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Okay.
What's he most famous for? He was. This isn't what he's most famous for. He was in that. He was in that BBC 4 series about minesweepers who go around, and it's got this is getting further
away from me knowing who this is.
I'm so bad at like these kind of things. I remember once watching The Wrestler.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's gonna happen again. So I was watching The Wrestler, and half an hour in I was like, what's the main actor's name called? What's his name? I had to pause it.
Yeah.
And when that happens, I don't want to just go IMDb, find his name. Okay. I want to remember his name. And even in saying it now, I can't remember his name.
It's Mickey Rock, by the way.
It is. And I had to pause it, and I got so stressed I fell asleep.
What?
Yeah, because I was just there like, what's his name? It's quite obscure, but it's not. Like his last name's obscure, but his first name's conventional. What is it? Oh god. The DVD case was just there. I could have just literally looked at that and gone,
you could have solved
Rourke.
yourself
but
this
then
whole situation.
But then I would have been like, that's pathetic. How do I not know Mickey Rourke? Like, come on. And so I fell asleep, woke up, it was still paused, and I went, Mickey Rourke. Carried on playing it. Great film, by the way.
It is a great film. Anyway, back to Toby, whatever his face was in Bavarian Sound.
Oh, yeah. Toby Jones, who's in films and stuff. He was... No, let's not go down that path. Look him up. I'm sure you know him.
Yeah.
So that's all about like a Foley artist working on films and kind of getting lost in the sound of it, and it's kind of like a kind of creepy horror kind of take.
All right.
So he's there doing these things and then going a bit mental and questioning everything because he's so like ingrained in like thinking about just the minute details of sound. I recommend watching that. It's really good.
So I've got a rough question for you now, which may make you question your life.
Oh shit!
So you're finishing your masters.
Yeah.
What are you doing after that?
Getting a job.
Getting a job.
Yeah.
Right.
Anything really.
That's a good goal. Get a job.
I kind of went in with the mindset of doing this masters and going, look, I know I'm doing a masters in film.
Yeah.
I'm not going to walk out and get a job in film. I know that.
Okay.
I just want to do it.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of had a period where I wasn't really doing film, so I was like, I really want to do this. So I just decided to do it, and then originally I had the idea, I'll make a film production company. And me and my mate were thinking, we'll do this. And it kind of, life gets in the way.
It does,
of you want to make risks, or take risks, not make risks.
Just adding dangerous situations.
I love making risks.
Live life, make risks.
I just put glass on the floor. Maybe I'll step on it. Who knows? No, take risks. Don't make risks, as my grandma used to say.
So
where was I? Yeah.
Job. Film.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I will just get any job, and
Yeah.
hopefully it'll be a job that still means I can still make stuff.
Okay.
So I'm not asking for much.
No. I don't feel like that's a huge ask from any career.
The idea of just like do that for a bit and then still look for a job that I actually want. I don't know what it'll be.
Do you think you're? I mean, I feel like the answer is yes, but do you think like you're motivated enough to put your own projects together?
Yeah.
Based on your masters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, but also like, I think I don't think I've learned a whole lot from the masters. That's not I'm not trying to be like all high and mighty.
No.
But it's pretty much just like a more intense version of what the undergrad was.
Yeah.
But what I have learned is like just appreciating what everyone's role is.
Yeah.
So I could go out like next week, make a short film myself.
Mm.
I could do that. It probably won't be very good. So appreciating like how much you should like use people. Like no, do you know what I mean? Like
I get what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the sense of kind of not just like you fall into it's that category of like the thing which I do where I try to do everything myself.
Yeah.
But if you utilize other people's skills, you'll end up with a better project.
Absolutely.
And it's just knowing your place within that team you set up, because so many people start off with. I mean, this is kind of why I asked about your direction of like. A lot of people who do film courses come out being, I want to be a director. I'm going to be a director. That's all I want to do. That's all I care about. I'm going to be Tarantino. You know, that's the trope. You know, I'm going to go to be Tarantino.
Oh, don't start me.
They come out and it's like, okay, cool. Not everyone can be Tarantino. You know, we need editors. We need assistants. We need sound producers. All this kind of stuff. And a lot of people get a blank face on it. Because they're like, no, I'll just put people together. They'll do what I say because I'm the director. Yeah. It's like, maybe you're not suited to directing though.
Mm.
Maybe you'd be a little better as like a line man or like.
That's definitely what I've discovered, that I did fall under that to a certain extent of thinking I would love to direct stuff because I want to do this, but also a bit stupid because anything I wanted to direct was kind of so niche and just silly that now I'm like, actually, I really want to get into sound because I don't know, I think I appreciate it on a different level.
Yeah.
Whereas directing, it's kind of like everybody loves it. Whereas sound, some people are like,
I think
gets with sound.
Sounds like it's a hidden gold mine in film.
Mm.
I think. Like I've got a friend, George Precious.
Oh yeah.
Who does sound and does freelance sound stuff.
Yeah.
And when I met him, he was on media production with YAC, and we were kind of like going through things, and he was like, "No, I really love sound," and I'm sat thinking, "Why?" Like,
you weirdo.
Yeah, this is just weird. And he's like, "Oh no, I bought like a bag, like gear and everything. I've got my own mic." And then through the next kind of 2 years I knew him, he was like, "Yeah, I'm getting loads of work, like freelance work." And it's because nobody does it.
Yeah.
Nobody owns their own sound equipment. Everyone owns a camera. No one knows how to use said sound equipment and get good sound. So if you can do that, you become priceless. Yeah. You can basically just demand your own price on any project.
Yeah.
And it's like that little bit of like, I don't get why we don't push people towards it.
It's weird.
Same with like editing. Like, just focus. Like, have that as a career.
Yeah. But we live in a visual world where visuals are far more important than sound.
That is interesting.
Like, everything is visual.
Yeah.
Like, it's why everyone's like, radio's dead because it's audio.
And yet we make podcasts.
Yeah, the podcasts like incredibly popular.
Yeah.
But even podcasts have a visual aspect to them.
I still think of podcasts as quite niche.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like, I know they've blown up in the last couple of years, but I still see it as like, not everyone listens to podcasts.
Not everyone sits down and listens to a whole episode. No. Like,
someone will sit down and watch a film they don't want to watch, but they won't sit down and listen to a podcast they could be interested in. Because that seems like more effort. I don't know.
It probably is more effort, because if you put a film on, I don't want to generalise, but I presume quite a lot of people stick on Netflix
Yeah.
And they don't really watch it.
Yeah.
Like, they watch it and then they're doing something else.
Okay.
Which, like, don't do that. Okay?
No?
You're sitting down to watch... Okay, you can do it if it's, say, you're watching It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
And you can kind of stick that on. 20-minute an episode. You can switch off.
Yeah.
Keep coming back into it. Especially if you've seen it before.
Yeah.
The amount of times I'll stick that on and just go, aha, it's that bit. Love it. Classic Frank.
Just that little bit of background noise.
Yeah. Familiarity. So, yeah. But if you're going to, like, go and watch a film, watch it.
Yeah.
Like, watch it. Watch it. Yeah.
That's good. I mean, the interesting point there, I'd say, is, like, if you sit down and watch a film, the most, like, of most TVs will obviously be quite high quality, but the speakers in those TVs trash sound. So even though we've spent like half hour talking about sound, it's all ruined when it comes to ATV.
True. Get a good sound system.
Recently, upgrade your sound as
recently,
much as you do.
One of my friends just gave me his surround sound because he was like, "Don't use it." I was like,
"Good friends,
fine, I'll take it." Yeah. And it just makes so much difference.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you just suddenly go, "Wait a minute, I can hear this now." Yeah. Whereas before it's like tinny, like over in the distance.
Yeah.
It's like, you're losing so much. Yeah.
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 I think, okay, so I'm going to round this out with a question.
Okay.
Okay. So, having done many things.
Many.
In your past
so old.
Past few years. And many, like, different styles projects and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Do you think that's a beneficial route for people in general compared to just going, 3 years ago going, right, I want to write, so I'm going to spend 3 years writing? Or do you think it's better to try loads of things?
I absolutely think try everything once. Because then you just never know.
No?
Like, you can have that thing that you feel like you want to do, feel like you want to write, but then just go, should I try and do editing instead? And you'll probably find that actually there's a big overlap. So you'll come to it and go, actually, what I love about writing also kind of works for editing. So building a story.
Yeah.
They're both the same. So yeah, do all of them.
Do all the things. Because
then, you just never know.
Yeah.
And you'll feel more experience for it. And then also you'll learn who has a passion for that bit or that role. So do it all.
Do it all.
Do it all.
That's a good point to end on. I think
that
rounds out nice.
Do it all.
Thank you for coming down.
Thank you.
I'll link whatever you need me to link in the thing, and people should check you out.
Yeah, just watch my shit.
Just watch his shit, and encourage him to do comedy again.
Yeah.
But do everything.
Yeah, do everything.
Magic. And we'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you.